If you're questing for the tastiest chocolate chip cookie, then you don't need to look much farther than Louisville, Kentucky's bakery and record shop, Please and Thank You. Hitting the top of the city's charts for years now, their chocolate chip truly is one of the cookie greats. We got a chance to chat with one of the owners, Brooke, at her newest venture, Hot Coffee. Located in one of the oldest neighborhoods in the city, Hot Coffee has a simple walk-up window serving treats and drinks, and is now home base to their main bakery.
Please and Thank You started because I was managing a coffee shop while my husband was managing a record shop in Indianapolis that were right next to each other. And we quit those jobs and moved to Louisville, and we're like, we're going to open a coffee shop record store. And we did. And we lived on Washington Street when we moved here, which is the Butchertown neighborhood, super close to what is now Nulu. And all the buildings were vacant. They were the Wayside Mission, and they were beautiful. And as soon as we found out that Gil Holland owned them, we asked to take a meeting with them, and the rest is history.
And not only did they quickly grow into a successful coffee shop and record store, but they added creative new items to their menu like the Curious Bagel and Butchertown Panino. And they started selling tons of cookies to local shops. This posed one of the best kinds of problems an owner can have. Lots of business, not enough space. It was time to move.
Please and Thank You was growing and growing, but actually with no room to grow. Our space is less than 1,000 square feet, and we were baking at the time for 7 coffee shops. We needed more space, but not more rent. And we looked west because everyone was saying that west was where you could get cheap rent, lots of space, and that ended up being true.
And west they went, all the way to the neighborhood of Portland, a place that has experienced its fair share of tumultuous times. Originally a bustling working-class community, the Great Flood of 1937 forced many Louisville residents to move east. 8 years later, when another flood devastated large sections of the city, Portland was again one of the heaviest hit areas. Tragically, the west side of Louisville never fully recovered. Now, as one of the poorest and most crime-ridden areas of the city, folks aren't just talking about revitalizing Portland, it's happening. An expanded waterfront park is in the works, new businesses are developing, and more mixed-income households have moved into the neighborhood. Some Louisville residents have had their doubts concerning revitalization, so we asked Brooke about Hot Coffee's experience.
Better than I thought, which was actually the same for Nulu. Our projections when we first opened were pretty low because there wasn't a lot of foot traffic at the time. There was street traffic because Market Street was a well-traveled street for people that worked downtown. Here, I didn't really know what to project. I looked at traffic counts at the city and took like 2% of people that drive by. That ended up being, less than 30 people a day, or $30 in transactions a day. And we've consistently done more than that since we opened, so that's been great. Everyone's been really friendly and awesome. I mean, we're coming in with cookies and coffee. It's like legal stimulants, people like us. They're happy to have us. Welcome to Hot Coffee. This is our bake shop for the Please and Thank You brand. Here is our walk-up window where you can get pastries and all of our coffee options daily. In the summer we'll have soft serve ice cream and lots of other delicious goodies for you. Come inside. Here's where Tristan will be serving your coffee drinks through the window. La Marzocco espresso machine, ready for whatever your coffee needs are for the day. Over here is the bakery, where all of our wholesale needs for our clients like Center Goss and Quills are taken care of, as well as baked goods for this location and the Please and Thank You location on Market Street. Rob over there knocking out some brownies, and that's Jane's cookie dough station. These are fantastic ovens where you can bake 180 cookies in 6 minutes. I really wanted to master the chocolate chip cookie before we opened the bakery. And I spent about 2.5 years developing that recipe. Probably 120 cookie recipes went into finding the right combination of butter, sugar, flour, and chocolate. But once we, when we first opened, we put like 6 of each things on the counter every morning. And that was the thing where it was like, oh, cookies, oh, cookies, oh, cookies. Like the kitchen kept on running cookies, and people just started saying it. And then Louisville Magazine did a big article about who has the best chocolate chip cookie in town, and we won. And then Leo Weekly published it, and then Martha Stewart came and tried it, and then a bunch of people nationally started writing about it, and so we believe it now. That's how it happened. Today we'd like to show you how we make our special please and thank you chocolate chip cookie. Although we won't be telling you all the details, you'll be able to see some of the process, and we'll tell you more about it in our cookbook that comes out later this year.
So I've already mixed my butter and sugar. Now I'm adding the eggs. And the vanilla. Now, very carefully adding my dry ingredients. And then gently pulse it so that flour doesn't explode everywhere.
Individual stages of everything.
Flour is about 2/3 of the way incorporated. Just pressing it down to a nice even disc.
So after you've let it sit for a couple hours, we usually punch it after that, and then we'll set it on trays and put it in the oven.
Once your dough is all cut, throw them in the oven. Set your timer for 9 minutes. When your timer goes off, pull your tray of cookies out. It's normal that they look underdone. One of the most important parts of our chocolate chip cookie is the rest. You need to let them rest for 10 minutes before you eat them. It's very hard. But you can do it. So they're best about 15 to 20 minutes after they're made, where the chocolate's still gooey, but it holds together, and the outside's crispy.
Nice. That's great. They're really good.
And mostly, everybody's face is usually covered in chocolate. One of my favorite things to see.
That's awesome. Maybe in the decades to come, Portland won't be as well known for her devastating floods, poverty, or crime, but rather for a flood of entrepreneurs, cookie bakers, job creators, and peacemakers. In the meantime, I know where my next cup of hot coffee is coming from.